Welcome, UPSC aspirants, to another focus session of The Explainer, brought to you by Rungta IAS Academy. Today, we're decoding a really fascinating science and technology breakthrough, and it is highly relevant for your General Studies Paper 3 syllabus. Let's dive straight into the flattened brain, psychedelics, and neuro-imaging. Absolutely. Now, what makes this a high-yield current affairs topic for the upcoming exam is this recent, massive multicentric study published in Nature Medicine. It was beautifully reported by science communicator Anirban Mukhopadhyay, and it actually gives us a biological signature of exactly what the brain is doing under the influence of psychedelics. Right. So, to decode this complex S&T topic for your mains readiness, our roadmap today covers the flattened brain concept, hierarchy versus crosstalk, Bayesian modeling, fMRI caveats, and finally, therapeutics for GS3.
All right, starting with Section 1, the flattened brain concept.
To build a solid foundation for your answers, you've really got to consider the impressive scale of this milestone. Researchers pooled 11 global datasets into a massive library of 500 fMRI scans. They observed 267 subjects under substances like LSD, Psilocybin, DMT, mescaline, and ayahuasca. And the best part, they ran all this raw data through a single common processing system, essentially comparing apples to apples for the very first time.
Moving to Section 2, hierarchy versus neural crosstalk.
Now, this is the crucial core mechanism the evaluators will look for. Normally, our brain operates with a strict chain of command, kind of like segregated neighborhoods, right? Frontline sensory workers are completely separated from the high-level, abstract managers. But the psychedelic brain, it completely collapses this ladder. It creates incredibly high neural crosstalk. As neuroscientist Dr. Manesh Gurn explains it, it's like new direct highways suddenly opening up, completely bypassing the usual routes. The neural boundary of the self just dissolves.
Let's look at Section 3, data filtering and Bayesian modeling. You definitely want to note down this technical keyword for your vocabulary, Bayesian modeling. This is how they cleaned the data. It acted like a fair judge. Instead of standard statistical methods that just rigidly declare a finding guilty or innocent, it actually states exactly how confident it is. University of Ottawa neuroscientist Sergio Perez-Rizal pointed out that moving away from overconfident claims to this nuanced, uncertainty-aware conclusion represents a rare kind of epistemic humility. It reliably identified brain patterns by beautifully filtering out all the quirks and fMRI noise. Which brings us to Section 4. Scientific caveats and limitations. Remember, a balanced mains answer always requires critical evaluation. Cognitive psychologist Michiel van Elk points out a pretty vital technical flaw here. fMRI tracks blood flow to guess where the brain is active, right? However, psychedelics act directly on serotonin receptors, and those naturally regulate blood vessel tension. So the big question is, are these new highways a true signature of neuronal firing, or simply a measurement artifact, basically just a side effect on our blood? We really need techniques beyond fMRI to be absolutely certain. Finally, Section 5, GS3 therapeutics and conclusion. This is exactly where we link the raw science to human health. Dr. Akanksha Dadlani, a psychiatrist at Stanford University, gives us this incredibly powerful quote. She notes that by temporarily breaking down the brain's strict chain of command, these drugs may allow patients to step out of long-held mental ruts. This explicitly links that flattened hierarchy found in the scans to potential treatments for conditions like depression, which, as we know, is characterized by very rigid patterns of thought. Now, for your mains preparation, it's absolutely crucial we weigh this clinical promise against the reality. While the promise is huge, literally breaking down the fundamental structures of rigid human experience, the reality, cautioned by experts, is that the drug acts only as a catalyst. It might open a door by rewiring the brain's shortcuts, but actual healing requires active patient integration post-experience. These are powerful perturbational tools, not magic bullets. Perfectly summarized. To wrap up today's explainer, we want to leave you with the thought-provoking personality test prompt. How can cutting-edge neuroimaging reshape our approach to mental health therapeutics? Synthesize today's findings, think deeply about the medical dimensions, and use this for your final interview preparation. Keep learning, keep structuring your answers, and we'll see you in the next session.